Salvia Divinorum. For generations, Mazatec shaman and others seeking spiritual transcendence drank, smoked, or consumed its leaves to reach an altered state of consciousness. A member of the mint family, this sage plant's name in Latin literally translates to sage of the seers. When used, the psychoactive herb invokes an altered state, and its hallucinogenic properties are considered to rival LSD. And yet, in most states, salvia is legal or regulated. In recent years, a rash of salvia bad trip videos have proliferated throughout YouTube, raising awareness of the drug among both potential users and those seeking to ban the sacred plant. What's the real story of Salvia Divinorum? And will instances of mistreatment lead to its use becoming a crime? Breaking down the doors of perception, it's The Loop. Joining me from Los Angeles to help us make sense of it all, harm reduction associate from the Drug Policy Alliance Network, the nation's leading organization promoting policy alternatives to the drug war. It's Marissa Garcia. Welcome to The Loop, Marissa. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. We just heard some basics on what salvia is, but explain to me what exactly happens when someone uses it. Like, let's assume that I've never packed a bowl of it and burnt it really hot and water filtered it so it's cooler on my lungs and tried to count to 20. Let's assume I've never done any of that. What is going on inside my body if I'm trying it?
Well, unlike LSD, the psychoactive component of salvia fails to bind to the receptor which is responsible for the classic LSD hallucinations. So that's why it's so short-lived. Generally, if a user is smoking salvia, they feel the effects within a few seconds, and the effects can range from uncontrollable laughter to self-realization to more profound altered states. And the effects generally reach their peak with at about 5 minutes, and they last about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, so self-realization and laughter, which for me are hand in hand, that's one set of issues, but is it harmful to the user?
You know, there have been no reports of poisoning or death related to salvia consumption. And also, there was some research where they administered salvia to animals, and there was no damage to any of the organs. And it's also important to realize that if salvia were made illegal, that researchers have already expressed a strong concern that the research would be slowed or halted.
Yeah, Marissa, I've actually heard that it could have a positive potential, that it could actually lead to, it could be used in treating antidepressants, bipolarism, that it could lead to that. So if it were to be banned and put out there as a controlled substance, then scientists couldn't actually study it, correct? Yeah,
you're completely right. They've also actually found that it has similar beneficial qualities to medical marijuana, and you're completely right about the antidepressant.
Well, so then what's the potential downside then? What's the worry? Because I keep seeing news about possible bans. I know Ohio is actually very close to adding salvia to a list of illegal controlled substances that include marijuana and hash. So why are people so up in arms against it?
Salvia is currently illegal in 11 states. Some states, such as California and Maine, have decided to regulate, and they've made it illegal for anybody under 18 to possess. Other states are currently considering making it illegal, but no decisions have been made yet. And the Drug Enforcement Agency is also considering making it illegal. They're currently reviewing the criteria needed to make it illegal, such as public health risk and possible dependence issues. However, they've taken no action as of now.
But if the science isn't necessarily in on whether or not you can become dependent upon it, and there's positives there, who's leading the charge against the ban? Is it parents and politicians that are watching these videos on YouTube and saying, well, clearly this isn't something we want our kids doing?
Well, there are a lot of lawmakers who are looking to criminalize salvia as a precautionary measure. However, these lawmakers know virtually nothing about the plant or its history.
Well, that's not exactly surprising, but what can those against drug prohibition do to actually help salvia maintain a legal status?
There's a number of things you can do to become involved. The easiest would be to begin writing letters or just talking to people about salvia and about how you feel that it should not be illegal, but that it should be regulated. If salvia were made illegal, it would be essentially creating a black market situation where anybody could purchase it regardless of their age.
Right. And then what would we do with all our free time on YouTube? There'd be nothing left to watch. Marissa, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate the info.
Welcome.
Thanks for keeping us in the loop.